can't believe it. It's really working. It's working. At least it should be.
Welcome to the All Western New York Radio Network.
What the fuck are you doing?
Buckle in, strap on, and get ready.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
The time has come.
Just tell me where the fuck you want us to go.
It's the Noah's Ark Show! All right! Yeah! Woo! With Noah Gilkey, your host, Eyeballs! And your co-hosts, Kyle!
Planet Nutsack.
George!
Not much of an artist, more so as a performer and just a general idiot on stage. So,
And Joe!
You know, there were 5 of us last week. Now there's 4 of us. It's like we had a hand and we cut off a thumb.
Oh!
No, you didn't.
Oh, no, you did! Oh, shit! Wow.
what did I say? Women and children are going to be involved, and dogs are going to be, sodomized, and it's going to be a terrible evening for everybody. So,
Welcome. It's nice to have you here. I'm so glad you could come. This is going to be such an exciting day. I hope you enjoy it. I think you will.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Noah's Ark Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is again Wednesday and 6 o'clock. We are here in Buffalo, New York, where it is 87,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
I think that's what my phone told me.
That's right. That's our weather reporting system is based on the telephone game through 1600s. Welcome to the show, 716-402-4218. That's our phone number. You could call anytime during the show. We may or may not answer.
We might.
At least I'm honest with the people.
There's only a couple of us here. I mean, why not?
That's true. We're short-staffed tonight. We're running the skeleton crew.
We've invited John back.
John is here.
I am here.
John, welcome.
We invited John back.
Thank you.
That's how short-staffed we are.
Yes. John is officially third mic this evening.
He's on the other side of the table because he's embarrassed to be seen with us, but...
Who wouldn't be?
I know, right?
Preserving my anonymity by doing this. This is awesome.
And you can reach John at John.
All right, I'm trying to find our band of the week this week, which is The Last Vegas. And I just found them. That was pretty easy.
Wow.
They're going to be at Nietzsche's this weekend. So we're gonna have the lead singer of the band on the show later on. That should be a good time. He looks like he wears a lot of eyeliner. That fits right in around here. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah.
Really?
He could be in any of George's bands. Except for one.
Oh, so good.
He could be the new
folks.
singer of Into Your Own.
There you go.
You heard Ski's leaving, right?
That was
That was an announcement on the
Thomas Loop last week.
Ski's leaving, and his last show will be this coming Saturday at the Evening Star.
The Evening Star.
Still sounds creepy.
It's a creepy joint. Fitting commercial. No, we love the Evening Star. I wish Billy well down there. I hope the show goes great for those guys.
Not as creepy as he.
Yeah, Chris is muted over here, by the way.
Oh. We don't want that. Welcome to the show, Chris Hansen. We also have Charlie Sheen here, of course. Charlie, welcome. Thank you for coming.
I find you to be very bitter, irritable, extremely short-tempered, and for some odd reason you have a very weird obsession with Charlie Sheen.
Vatican assassin warlocks.
That's right. Well, we've got a few talking points for tonight's show. Number one, the Civil War.
Oh, okay.
Okay, discuss, gentlemen. Let's get your thoughts on this.
That would be your department, wouldn't it, John?
John, enlighten us.
Just because I have a bachelor's degree in history doesn't mean I know a lot about the Civil War.
John, you have a bachelor's degree in history?
Yes.
Where'd you go to school?
Buff State, actually.
Buff State. All right. Is there a concentration within history, or is it just general history? You just know the
Actually-
entire history of the world from beginning to fucking end.
Actually, modern American and early European, like especially classical Europe, like classical Greece and Rome.
Okay.
I think I might have mentioned that last time, but the last time I was here was spring, so you probably forgot.
John, I don't remember yesterday, my friend.
Let alone months ago, right?
Months ago, it's like being a baby. Can you remember when you were 1 year old?
Exactly.
I don't. That's what a month ago is to me. It's like being 1 year old.
Especially on this show. I mean, how many shows have we done since the last time he was here, and how many guests, and how many balls have had to be reattached because of your cat?
I can't keep track.
Yeah, after Joe told me about that, I was a little bit afraid to come back, but I'm like, well, as long as the cat's been banned, that should be okay. And on the subject of the Civil War, actually, I do have something to bring to the table. I found out.
All right,
I read
all
a
right.
book that I just picked up at a store in Niagara Falls. It's actually depicts of how like the South wasn't unified against the North. There was actually factions who thought it was a rich man's war, and only rich plantation owners benefited from it because they got to keep their slaves.
I think that's completely true. Where are those commercials coming from?
I don't think it's me.
No, I think
definitely
it's
not
me.
It's not me. It is you.
I am computerless.
It is not me. I just hit mute and it was still there.
Okay, I think it's over now. Now let's discuss this because I think that there was factions on both sides of the North and the South. There was a secessionist movement in the North even who felt that basically abolitionists felt that the best way to eradicate slavery would be for the North to secede from the Union. Interesting premise.
It is interesting. What it was is most Northerners that were involved in everybody was involved in the war. They didn't necessarily disagree with slavery. They disagreed with the right of the states to leave.
Right. Abolitionists were a huge minority.
The abolitionists, they protected fugitive slaves and things like that. Like, for example, Frederick Douglass. Anybody interested in the Civil War era should read A Narrative of Life of Frederick Douglass, if I can say his name right. Very interesting, very short, not long. It's his journey from slavery to freedom. And in the end, it talks about he was protected. He didn't go into Canada. He was protected by abolitionists in Massachusetts because I believe it was Massachusetts. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I read it. But they protected runaway slaves. They just said, oh, yeah, they've been here. They're free men.
Right.
They've always been free. They never came from the South.
Which led to the fugitive slave laws, which was a huge point of contention.
But when you're protected by abolitionist societies, you didn't have to worry that much.
Right.
Anybody who was even considered to be a traitor to the cause was immediately ostracized by the community. So it was a very tight-knit community. It's just interesting because in the book they talked about how there were people in the South who wanted to stay in the Union. They were loyal to the Union, and they were persecuted for that in the South.
Absolutely.
And and you have I forgot the name of the family. There was a prominent family that actually rebelled against the Confederacy, and they actually went, they fought them like as part of the Union. They were sort of like a militia for the Union.
Well, we tend to think that the South was completely united in the Civil War, but really they weren't. Even the states that all eventually seceded from the Union didn't all happen at once. It happened in waves. It starts in South Carolina, and most of the Deep South seceded, I think 6 or 7 states. And, Virginia and a lot of the more moderate states didn't immediately secede with them until it started to become clear that it was going to become a military operation to bring them back into the Union.
Which I think a lot of people agree that was just the way it was going to end. I mean, it all basically started with John Brown's crusade, who is
right.
a very neglected figure.
Harper's Ferry and all that.
History, yeah. I mean,
John Brown, you have to say, a bit of a domestic terrorist, though. Certainly, he had his heart was in the right place. He wanted to free the slaves very badly, but enough so that he was planning a insurrection.
But he was right. He always talked about it always coming down to a war.
Right.
The slave owners would never give up their rights easily. And he actually predicted the Civil War in his lifetime. In fact, when he was in prison waiting execution, he talked with many people about the future of slavery and how it's going to clash with the modern ideals of abolitionism. And abolitionists were a small minority, yes, but you know, you have to look at the way the map was going on. You know, you had northern states that were free states, and you had southern states that were slave states, and they did their best to make it even.
Right.
I mean, that's why you have the Kansas-Nebraska Act.
Yes.
Created a situation where people were a slave state. They didn't want to be a slave state, so it was all very it was heading towards something. And the Civil War obviously was very disastrous to the United States, but it could have been worse. I mean, had international communities, you know, got involved, like, you know, England refused to get involved in the war.
Right.
You know, they were trying to, you know, the South was trying to sell them their corn and their cotton, and they just said, well, you know, we're not going to take part in this whole war that you have a civil war going on, and we don't want to alienate our friends in the North.
And let's be honest, the Civil Wars did not begin as a war about slavery, and Abraham Lincoln was no abolitionist. And Abraham Lincoln famously said that he would preserve the Union with slavery or without slavery or with some slavery or whatever combination of slavery it would take to keep the Union together. He would accept that. He was no abolitionist. And the war didn't begin over slavery either. The states that seceded was really about economic freedom more than personal freedom.
Yes and no. It actually, part of the economic freedom was the ability to have slaves. I mean, if you have slaves doing the work, which you can buy at a reasonable price, to do the work of a machine, or to do the work of someone else skilled, someone you'd actually have to pay a lot of money for, that was tied to the economy. So actually, it was about slavery.
True, but 98% of the people in the country were on board with slavery. Slavery wasn't in question. Everybody was ready to keep slavery around for forever if they had to. It came down to a matter of government taxation in the form of tariffs on the economic powers of the South to try to equalize them, which really led to the secession and led to the military confrontation. Because had free trade been allowed to exist in the South would have easily become a much more mighty economic power than the North.
Well, I mean, there's indifference to slavery, and then there's abolitionism, and
right.
then there's people who just didn't care one way or the other.
Right,
so
right.
I think it depends on where you draw the line. I mean, obviously slavery was a precipitating factor because one of the sources of tension was the fact that the amount of states in the amount of slave states had to equal the amount of free states. You couldn't have an odd number. It had,
right.
For every state you inducted you integrated as a slave state, you had to have a free state.
That's right, to keep the balance in Congress.
And that was the problem, is they couldn't keep doing it because you were forcing these states, and especially in the West, that eventually, what about like Nevada and California, they would have had to choose eventually, free or slave. And a lot of the West, by and large, well, they weren't states yet. They were territories of the United States. They weren't yet states yet.
And they weren't founded by landed gentry who were aristocratic families who were relying on slavery to grow their right. wealth. Right. These were people who left that system to establish their own communities, and certainly didn't have the economic means for the most part to have a big plantation on the West Coast.
Right, exactly, and that's the whole thing, is that eventually it was going to come down to, we were going to have an odd number of free states and slave states, and that's going to create the situation where the South or the North is not going to take it anymore.
John, I'm glad we brought you on the show tonight to discuss the Civil War.
You're listening to NPR. Send your donations via PayPal to nprscam@gmail.com.
The last time I'm on the show, I think I talked about philosophy or poetry or something. We're really starting to culturalize the show.
I'm still gathering the stab. Did you do a stab last week?
We did not. No.
Okay, so I got to go back 2 weeks. Okay,
yes.
Cool.
Yeah. No, that's it, John. We do a little bit of everything here on the show. We start off with the Civil War, and now we're going to talk about sex toys. That's our next talking point of this evening.
Alrighty then, sex toys in the Civil War, kind of an interesting concept.
That's right. All right, intertwined, I believe. Chris Hansen's excited. Joe, you want to step in on this one? I think this is more your area of expertise.
I would rather have George here to talk about it because you know
George
George.
would be
You know
great.
George's philosophy on life is why do they make anal beads in different colors when they all come out the same color?
Right. Right.
George would be the ultimate authority. on this.
George would be the guy to talk to, but unfortunately he did not make it this evening.
That's true. George was in mind with this talking point.
It's funny. I didn't show up last week. I overslept. I had a new phone and the alarm didn't wake me up. My wife woke me up at like 4:45 when she got, or 4:45 when she got home. Like, what are you still doing home? Like, sleeping? I don't know. and now I'm here and they're all gone. and now what do we talk about? I'm not a sex toy expert. George is.
Now, for clarification, are we still calling him Jorge?
We can.
Is that his nickname still? I mean, is that...
We call him whatever we feel like
Is
calling
that
him.
outdated? I mean, I know there's other names you could probably call him, but...
Did we call him that at one point? I don't
We
remember.
did call him that at
It
one
was
point.
Jorge.
Or Jorge. Well, it's a fitting name. The man spreads it around. He will put his penis inside of anything,
He will.
including inanimate objects, farm animals.
Kyle.
All of which he wouldn't deny, I'm sure.
Who actually falls into both of those previous categories as well.
Yeah, I mean, if those two were here, I mean, I'm sure they'd know all about the different dildos and vibrators and everything else.
Is this
That's true.
Is this the situation where someone's gonna have to say something about it? Sex toys. You got me.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Who would have thunk it? Here on the Noah's Ark Show, we can talk all night about the Civil War, but when it comes to sex toys, we're like, I don't know. I got nothing.
Sex toys.
You guys had this 10-minute conversation about the Civil War, and I'm just sitting here quiet. Now it's like, now let's talk about sex toys. Like, I know they exist. I don't know.
I guess I didn't think this one through, gentlemen.
I guess not.
I guess
You were
you should-
expecting
you
to have
should-
the perverts here.
You should have picked
Yeah.
a talking point that was relevant. I mean, the Civil War was, but I mean.
Yeah,
this
but
one
I really didn't expect the Civil War to go anywhere. I figured we'd be on sex toys all night.
Just yeah, and what you didn't realize is one of your co-hosts for the day went to school for history.
Indeed.
Of course, he did finish as a with a what'd you got
a master's degree in library science. I
Yeah.
actually wanted to work in an archive.
Ah.
But I'm working in a hotel, which is really not like working in an archive.
Not much archive work out there, though, unfortunately.
No, but I would, a library would be great too. I mean, ideally, an archive would be great, but I would take a library too. I mean, I've applied for several positions, but Western New York is not
several
paid-
positions.
It's not paid.
How does
with-
that tie into our sex toy discussion?
Well, sex toys can be used in many positions. And in archives. And you can archive sex toys.
You
That's-
can.
That's true. You can archive sex toys. In fact, I'm sure somewhere there is a archive or a museum devoted to the subject.
It's probably on the internet. Internet's filthy.
I'm sure it
Yeah.
is on the
That's why
internet.
we're on it. Now, what's the main difference between an archive and a library? Are we talking like the Carpulus manuscript library type of thing?
An archive preserves the history of any one group of people. So an archive would be like, for example, the Library of Congress has an archives division where they keep documents and they even actually keep actual artifacts from the past. I mean, it's not a museum, but it's like they would almost store things for a museum.
Okay.
So an archive is actually, you could end up with an archive that is like a gigantic building. And actually, one of my things I did for undergrad is I actually did an internship at the Buffalo and Erie County Historical Society. I actually, what they call accessioned artifacts. They were actually glass bottles that date back to the 1800s. But the cool thing is that the director showed me around the whole storage area. Did I do something wrong?
What?
Did I say like the magic word or something?
You might have. That's you again. Maybe it's
Is
not. No, that's me this time. I don't know what the hell that is.
Where that's...
Your computers.
That was a weird
Your
sound.
computers need an exorcist or something. Anyway, they showed me around the whole storage area. They showed me like Civil War weapons and
That's awesome.
stuff like that. I mean, I didn't get a chance to touch them, of course. I mean, you can't. They have to be careful about preserving them. But when I was doing it, I mean, it was interesting working at a place that stored all the material for the Buffalo History Museum. And they were actually an archive that supplied the artifacts for the museum. So when they were doing an exhibit on any number of subjects, they would have most of the actual artifacts right there.
Interesting.
And so an archive is, a lot of it's documents and maps and things like that, but a lot of it is also like actual, hands-on artifacts that you could, that somebody used at one point. So it was very interesting, and I was hoping, getting into that field, but it's okay. I mean, I've been
Watching Pawn Stars has taught me anything. You can get into that by owning a pawn shop too.
Have you ever been to the Carpulus Museum
No.
in Buffalo? You should check it out. You might really, really appreciate it. And I'll give a quick unsolicited plug to the Carpulus Manuscript Museum. People of Buffalo, if you have not checked it out, it is actually a very, very cool place. It's a museum, it's an archive, it's a library. I'm not really sure what it is. They house a lot of historical documents. There's 2 sites in Buffalo, Porter Hall, there's at 453 Porter Ave, and then there's North Hall, 220 North Street. You've no doubt seen it if you've ever gone down Elmwood Avenue, because it's a huge monolithic building on the corner of Elmwood and North. And it's free, and you can go in anytime that they're open and check out a lot of preserved documents that have incredible historical significance. You'd be surprised at what you find in there.
It's funny you mention it because I actually used to live on North Street when I lived in Buffalo.
Really? I lived on Pennsylvania, so it was just right around the corner for me, too. That's how I discovered it.
I just walked, I said, wow, that's a big building. I just walked right past it. I mean, at that time, I was a grad student at UB. So I went to Buff State for my bachelor's and UB for my master's, and that's why I know Buffalo pretty well. I mean, whenever I come here to do this show, I think of when I went to UB because UB is
across the street,
right across the street.
Sure.
And of course, they still have the bus that connects south to north, so
Right.
I can always go to UB North if I ever wanted to.
Did you spend most of your time at North Campus or South Campus?
North. When you're in grad school, all my classes were in the same building.
Okay.
Because they're all taught by the same department. So the department was there, and almost all of my graduate classes were in there.
Hey, speaking of Buffalo, and to take advantage of the fact we're not on terrestrial radio, Buffalo, New York is one of the rudest places in America, and residents of New York City are far friendlier than folks in the Midwest and the South, according to a series of maps compiled using Twitter comments. The head-scratching revelations are the result of studying prevalence of 2 simple phrases, good morning and fuck you, over the course of several days in June and early July.
Now, I take complete issue with this, first of all, because I have spent extensive amounts of time in Buffalo and in New York City, and I can personally verify that those fucking assholes in New York City are a bunch of fucking douchebags. You're telling me Buffalo's ruder than New York City? That's completely ridiculous.
Vertiline, a company that tracks and works the phrases, that tracks works and phrases on Twitter for paying clients, conducted a study across 462 cities. And here's the map right here. Naughty Buffalo, New York is bright red, showing an explosion of the use of "fuck you" among tweeters in the city.
That includes Southern Ontario.
It does include Southern Ontario.
I should point out, and there's a lot of fucking.
And in fact, that's
Canadians.
one of the comments on here. It's one of the first comments is. I live across the border from Buffalo and Toronto, and I find the people of Buffalo and Western New York to be very friendly. When I look at the red portion of the route map, I notice that my hometown is covered in red. Could it be that we Torontonians influence the stats negatively for our Buffalo neighbors? Neighbors. Apparently, you can't pronounce words right when you're eating Alpo.
Is that right, Torontonians?
Torontonians, I guess.
Torontians? Torontons.
It says Torontonians.
They sound like a Star Trek alien species, don't they?
I'm going to call them Torontons. Now, you can't base this thing on Twitter, by the way. This is ridiculous to base it on Twitter.
I'm sure that 99% of those "fuck you" tweets are probably from me.
No.
Fuck you!
Actually, in all fairness, it is biased because you're talking about June and July. We're all in a bad mood because it's hot.
It's hot, and there's a ton of tourists, especially in the industry that you and I work in.
Yeah. Well,
especially fucking Canadians.
Fucking Canadians. Fuck you and your fucking Alpo.
I have to recuse myself on
That reminds me, man. I was on the bus the other day. I was going to work. It was right after Salt and Pepper concert on Thursday last week. I'm on the bus, and there's this loud fucking lady on the bus. I got my headphones cranked all the way up. I'm listening to Master of Puppets, and this lady, I could still hear her. And I'm thinking to myself, this might make for a good Noah's Ark segment. if I.
Oh, yeah.
And I was gonna call the voicemail, but she had calmed down by the time I decided to do this. But one of the things I heard her say was, "Niggas be throwing stuff." I'm sitting here thinking like, "Niggas throwing bottles! Niggas throwing bottles!"
Kyle and George were here. Oh.
I think I should also add that I think you could interpret this study a different way, because people in Western New York may take to Twitter to vent their fuck yous, but people in New York City just walk down the street and just say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you,
Hey, fuck you.
You're cool, fuck you, I'm out. And that's how it goes. We save our venting for the interwebs because we're good people at heart. Yeah. That's the excuse I'm sticking with, my friend.
Our aggression just gets out when we're tweeting.
Yeah. We're generally pretty nice people when we're not drinking.
Speaking of being racist, on Sunday I was going to catch my bus, right? Sitting there, got my headphones on, not paying any attention to anybody because I don't really give a fuck what you want. I don't care if you miss your bus because I know where mine's going. This guy comes up to me, right? He's standing off to the side of me. I got my head like looking straight at my phone, headphones on, not paying any attention. I see like movement over here. Guy's trying to get my attention. I know he's trying to get my attention, but I'm just like, I'm just going to pretend I don't see him. So it's in between songs on my MP3s, and I hear the guy walking away. He goes, "Racist?" Turn around. I said, "What the fuck did you just say?" He goes, "You were racist." I said, "How are you going to say, dude, I didn't see you. I got headphones on." He's like, "Oh, but you heard that." In between songs. He walks away. I see this dude get back on the bus, right? And I'm talking to this lady that was on the bus stop because she saw all this happen, which begs the question of why didn't he ask her whatever the hell it was he was trying to ask me?
Wait, you don't know even what he was trying to find out in the beginning?
I think he was trying to find out when the 40 came. But so I'm talking to this lady, and I'm talking to her when we get on the bus, and this guy walks right by me on the bus, walks to the back of the bus, because, black people always have to sit in the back of the bus still, apparently.
That was racist. I'm going to go out on a limb and say
No. Hear me out here. Hear me out. Listen, they fought for equality. They fought because they didn't want to sit in the back of the bus, have to sit in the back of the bus, and all they do is fucking sit in the back of the bus.
Because they just didn't want to be forced to sit in the back. They actually like sitting in the back of the bus.
This goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
They just didn't like the fact that they had to. Yeah,
That's right.
Well, anyway, so the guy goes, sits in the back of the bus. He's talking to one of his friends back there, who I happened to answer a question for a few minutes earlier. And this guy's like, "Oh, man, this dude up here, I was trying to ask him when the fucking bus came, and he fucking ignored me, and I called him racist. He heard that, though, and I'm waiting for him to get off the bus, and I'm going to find out what stop he gets off, and I'm going to get off at his stop."
Ooh.
I'm like sitting here like, oh, great, so I should probably be ready to fight. So I'm like getting off the bus. I'm like, putting my phone in my pocket, put my headphones in my pocket, like, all right, crack my knuckles, Guy standing on the back of the bus, didn't get up, didn't fucking move. Haven't seen him since. Just like, okay, you want to talk shit and you don't want to fucking do anything. All right. But I'm a fucking racist because I'm white and I ignored you.
Did you have your trench coat on at the time?
I did not.
All right. That's why this all happened. See, this never would have happened. Joe, in case you don't know Joe, he's a very nice young man. He's very friendly, a very nice guy, but he looks like Columbine. Sometimes when he wears the trench coat you gotta admit,
when I had the long hair and I had the goatee too, that was just like,
could have a pipe bomb in the inner pocket there.
I could have.
I think you should take to wearing it all the time. It would prevent these kinds of altercations. The guy wouldn't even ask you a question. He'd just keep walking past and go, "That guy's fucking racist. Don't fuck with him. He's got a pipe bomb too.
He about to blow this fucking place up.
I don't want to catch the 40 anymore.
Crackers blowing up bus stations." Shit. But seriously, man, it's like the only reason this dude called me a racist is because I wasn't paying any attention to him and I'm white. So doesn't that make him the racist?
Do you ever notice how people try to talk to you when you have your earbuds in and they just don't get it? It's like, I can't hear you. I'm not listening to you. I have a fucking thing. You see them? See the wires coming out of my ears? Those aren't sex toys. Okay? Those are creating musical sounds inside of my ears that prevent me from hearing you, which is why I'm listening to them. A guy rolled up to me at the train station today, as a matter of fact. As long as we're telling public transportation stories, I'll tell my tale from the metro today. As I was at the train station, I pulled up on my bike because I ride my bike down to work, and I have to throw it on the train to get back, to be back in time to do this goddamn show. So I'm standing there with the bike, and I'm listening to music, and this guy comes up.
Yeah.
He's got his bike, and he's just talking away. So I kind of calmly take my helmet off, put it down, watch him, let him finish. Take out my earbud, and I go, "Come again?" And then he proceeded to give me this long speech about how you can now bring your bike onto the train. I'm like, really? Thanks. That's good knowledge, man. I was just standing here at the train station waiting for a hooker to come along or some crack. I didn't want to go on the train. That's not why I was here with my bike. Fucking idiot.
I've gotten real good at ignoring people. If I got my headphones on, I can't see you. That's how good I am.
Right.
I mean, there have been times I've been standing at the bus station in downtown Niagara Falls. It's always the bus station in downtown Niagara Falls. Every now and then it's the one in Buffalo, but it's always the one in Niagara Falls where somebody's trying to ask me something stupid. And I'm standing there, and I got headphones on, and I don't know if I have my sunglasses on or not, but either way, the guy comes up to me, right, and he's like trying to ask me, I think he was asking me for a cigarette or something. I know what people want most of the time. You know what I mean? I know you want something stupid that I don't have. So this guy's coming up to me. He's trying to ask me for something. I got my headphones on. He's like, and I'm just standing there like this, like,
Wow.
poker face.
Maybe he thought you were turning into a zombie.
He's like snapping his fingers in my face, like, "Yo, my man, what? You can't see? You deaf? You can't see?" Like, just standing there, ignoring him. Like, I hope my bus comes soon because I'm really tired of this dude waving his hand in my face.
Maybe he's afraid that you were gonna get up and eat him. I don't know. Hey, we already had we had one zombie attack.
Let's pump the brakes on this for a second. If you're afraid that someone's going to eat you, would you
Why
go
would
up
you
to them and finger in their face and wave to them? Hey, yo, are you going to eat me? Are you going to eat? Don't eat me, okay? I'm not tasty. I got to go. What time's the 40 come?
Oh,
I just thought that logic was maybe flawed a little. That's all.
No, maybe
I'm not prepared for this.
Maybe he thought that you were just turning into it. I don't know. Maybe he thought you were catatonic.
Don't go zombie, yo.
We already had one zombie-like attack. You know, we don't need another one. That was way.
There was a couple of those, weren't there?
Wasn't it just the one where the guy stripped naked and stripped the other guy naked and started eating his face?
Well, and then there was another one after that.
Yeah, there's been some others. There's one where the guy ate his own dog. Did you hear about that one?
That's really not a zombie per se attack.
Well, there weren't any people around for him to eat, so he ate his dog.
Whenever my computer decides it wants to work. This one's for you, Noah.
Which one's for me?
This one.
All right. USA!
USA! My computer's working so well, it's not even on the screen. There it is. Okay.
I haven't become accustomed to screaming into this phone yet, so I would have done the USA thing, but I don't think it would have come off as good.
Don't hold back, my friend.
Yeah, do not hold back on this show. I mean,
let it out. Let out your deepest, darkest, most innermost terrors.
This show is my relief from doing the wrestling podcast, which I'm thinking of switching to explicit on iTunes just because.
You can swear.
Because I fucking can. Exactly. But we had, we had a group of like 8 people on the show this week, and George was supposed to be there too, and it was just hilarious. And it was like, yeah, we can't even like swear. Imagine if we could swear, we could get away with like, dirty jokes and shit. This podcast would take on a whole new, level to what it is.
But it's purely because of your iTunes rating that you can't swear?
It's because of my iTunes rating. We can change
I
it,
would
though.
motherfucking change
I'm thinking
that
of
shit
changing it, because everybody's kind of getting frustrated with it.
Change that motherfucker up immediately.
And I hate the fact that whenever I do an interview, if somebody goes, oh, yeah, this fucking guy, I have to go back and bleep that in a few minutes.
Yeah, that sucks.
Now, this is not related to sex toys or swearing or anything like that, or zombies, but what is this, Noah? It's a bunch of, like...
What is? I'm not sure. What is it? What's it say?
It's a list of different types of food, protein, and it's got...
Ooh.
Steak.
You've eaten a lot of protein tonight, haven't you?
Steak.
I eat a high-fiber diet.
What is steak-filled steak exactly?
Steak-filled steak?
Sounds
says
good. You probably
Paul-
stuffs the steak with steak.
Starch
Yeah.
is something I can't read.
You put prime rib inside of a strip. Bam. Put a little bacon on top.
I mean, I don't know. Was this here from last week?
I don't know what that's from.
That's
my friend.
probably from the countdown.
Yeah, that could be from the countdown or sipping scotch. Who knows?
I
Yeah.
think dessert says creme brulee, if I'm not mistaken.
If it's food based, I'm guessing that it's a sipping scotch bit,
Oh.
most likely. Which
Oh, drink Scotch rocks.
Oh.
So
So probably.
probably
Probably
scotch.
them.
Probably sipping scotch.
it says I want, and at the bottom it says I want steak-filled steak, but what is it?
Seems pretty self-explanatory.
Kyle could probably make it.
Filled steak.
Bones, if you're listening, that's your project.
Steak-filled steak.
Steak-filled steak. You know what I've been planning on making? I just haven't gotten around to it. I'll probably do it this weekend. Is a pecan pumpkin cheesecake. Been thinking of doing that.
That does sound good.
Been thinking of doing it, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I just been like, I don't feel like fucking cooking. It's my fucking day off. Fuck you and your stove.
You have another talking point, Noah?
Yes. Next talking point. Canada. Go. Our neighbors to the north. Our
Oh,
friendly
come
folks
on.
across the river.
Oh, okay. Got a perfect one. I was just talking to Joe about this on the way up here. Apparently in Canada, it's very, very rare for them to have unsweetened iced tea at any restaurant, at any establishment, period.
Oh, God bless them. I'm moving.
I went to the the rainforest and I ordered I wanted to get an unsweetened iced tea with my meal.
Why would you
And
drink unsweetened iced tea?
I always this is right now I'm drinking lemonade, but
Are you a Nazi?
Oh, he wanted to know if you had any vodka for his lemonade.
I mentioned it to Joe when I got it. I was like, I got the lemonade. Now I need the vodka. And I'll be perfect for the art.
I have a bottle of vodka upstairs that tastes like creme de menthe because it's in a decanter that once held creme de menthe. So
I'm not sure it would go with the lemonade.
I've got triple sec that tastes like Kahlua too. It's the only reason I still have them.
You pretty much have every liquor known.
He's got Budweiser that tastes like Jägermeister.
There's just a bunch of different mixtures there. But anyway, it was really funny because
I have Slim Jims that taste like Thanksgiving dinner.
and anyway, it was really funny because the waitress was like, "Oh, I don't know where we would make that. I don't know where we would store that." I'm like,
It's where you have it before you put the sugar in it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
apparently
that's what I don't get is how the fuck hard is it to make unsweetened iced tea? I mean, it's not like the sugar is in the tea.
Maybe they don't make their own tea. They import it all from the South.
It's just weird. I mean, I just was like, and it's everywhere. That was at Tim Hortons in Niagara Falls, New York. I can get unsweetened iced tea. Right now it's on sale. You get a large one for 99 cents. In Canada...
The Ozark Show, brought to you by Tim Hortons for some ungodly reason.
In Canada, good luck. Yeah, I can't stand coffee. Joe knows I'm not a coffee drinker. I just don't understand how it's like you're talking another language when you ask for unsweetened iced tea. And I know a lot of people don't like unsweetened iced tea, and I understand why because it took me a while to get used to it. But now I like it because it's like less calories and healthier, and I just got used to it. But here in the U.S. is no problem. I mean, I like Arby's has unsweetened iced tea. I like it there. Wendy's has it. Of course, Tim Hortons. Who else? McDonald's has it, but it's disgusting.
It seems like it would be easier to have the unsweetened iced tea just in case, because you can always sweeten it. You can't de-sweeten it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Once it's sweetened, man.
Well,
You're done.
at McDonald's, what I do, because I live near a McDonald's, and I'll get a sweet tea, and I'll just really, really dilute it with water. Like it's almost like unsweetened at that point.
Well, we established this past weekend on the, not to cross-promote again, but the Board Wrestling Fan podcast, we established that Canadians are huge fans of Alpo dog food.
Yes. I was going to ask you about that. How did you discover it, first of all?
We had a guy on the show, and his name is Wrestler Monkey. He's the owner of WrestlingWithText.com. And he happened to mention that, I'm just sitting here feeding my Canadian. He loves him some dog food. And we happen to have a couple of Canadians on the show, so I said, hey, what's your favorite brand of dog food? And it was generally established that Alpo is the preferred brand of Canadian dog food for Canadians.
If there's any Canadians out there, 716-402-4218. Let's get to the bottom of this whole dog food thing, because this is interesting. I've never heard this before. Apparently, no unsweetened iced tea and dog food everywhere. You go to Tim Hortons in Canada, it's a very different menu.
And we can also mention the loonies and toonies, which are just funny. I mean, it's one thing to have a coin for $1 and a coin for $2, but naming it loonies and toonies is just, you're just inviting a comment there. Am I right, Noah?
Well, I disagree on the first point. I think that... All right! We got money! We got money right here, and it's crazy money! It's in a coin! Can you believe this? No, I can't. I can juggle them. I can throw them against the wall. Bing, boom, 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 boom. Look, this one's 1 and this one's 2, and the 2 is smaller than the 1. Boom, boom, boom. And it's got 2 colors. That's how you know it's $2.
I should have been ready for that. I actually choked on my lemonade.
Welcome to the Ozark Show.
I think
it's better than choking on other things, though.
Having a coin dollar is, yes, better than choking on penis or sex toys. Having a coin-based dollar makes complete sense. They last much longer than paper money. They're much more economically feasible, and they're more collectible.
They also don't have pennies in Canada anymore.
We should get rid of pennies too.
We should. Absolutely, I agree.
We Americans would just fear change. Why do we fear change?
There's one downfall to that, Noah, for the loonies at least. I
Yes.
don't know so much about the toonies as the strip clubs. Dollars are pretty standard.
Good point.
Dollars
Then you
are
got to
pretty
break
standard.
out a 5.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you bring your American dollars over to the Canadian ballet. That's fine. The
But that's
exchange
my-
rate's about par nowadays.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a negative thing.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Although
It's not a negative thing for George. George is regularly bringing 20s to the strip club.
If you think about it, you could do things with a loony that you couldn't do with a bill. You know what I'm saying? About go into places and hide for a while and pop out later.
Went to a strip club once with George and a couple of other friends, and we're just
Interesting concept.
and we're just sitting there. By this point, we're just sitting there making fun of the damn strippers because we're just like, okay, this is the most boring fucking thing we've ever done because we were at a strip club in Buffalo. You know?
Oh my God.
And George. We're just waiting for George because we all want to go. We're just sitting there making fun of, hey, we could climb up her ribs, whatever. But George, we're waiting for fucking George. George is in the back spending like $300 on a lap dance. We're just sitting there like, yep. You guys ready to go? Let's go drag George out of there. Let's go. But George is spending money, man. George is a big time player.
George likes the ladies, man. Just Jan, if you're listening, put your earmuffs on.
Well, I think didn't George say that he's just a piece on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah. George
has a harem.
She apparently
George has announced on the air that he has a harem.
Right.
So
and he's fine with being a side piece. I think he enjoys that role.
She apparently wants him for his body.
Unless it's a band, George is not the commitment type.
Well, when it comes to bands,
if it's a band, George is a whore. He's like, I can't say no. Here, let me spread my ass cheeks.
He's a polygamist when it comes to bands. Many commitments.
How many is it now? 3?
It's 3 right now, well, like 2.5. And then Into Your Own, Ski's last show was Saturday. And he's still in that cover band, which is called...
With Kendall, with the guy from 86 to Nowhere, from Jamestown.
Yeah.
I can't ever remember the name of the cover band.
Neither can I. I thought of it earlier, and now it slipped my mind.
I haven't been here for months, so that's why I can't remember.
Well, you can always find George on Facebook, and you'll get all your info there.
No, you can't. Shh. Probably find Kendall and get that information. Closest thing to George being on Facebook is, hey, go to Think So Brain's Facebook page. All the information there comes from our Twitter, which is the closest George will ever get to Twitter.
Me too, though.
I didn't know it went both ways on that. I think the Twitter feeds off of my Facebook, but the Facebook doesn't feed off of the Twitter.
Yeah, mine are backwards. My Facebook feeds off of my Twitter, or at least it's supposed to. Half the time it doesn't work.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, the Board Wrestling Fan Facebook stream comes straight from Twitter, which all comes straight from the website.
Okay.
And the Think So Brain one's supposed to do the same, but for whatever reason, the Facebook keeps disconnecting from the Twitter. So I'm probably going to have to write a script to have it go to Facebook and then post to Twitter. But who cares? That's all random crap.
What are you writing over there now? I have to ask. It looks like you're doing a thesis or something.
I'm not writing.
He's creating the next Noah Goki in the Skulls album cover.
I'm drawing.
Oh, he's doodling. Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen the first Noah Goki album covers?
No, I haven't.
You got those around here somewhere, don't you?
No.
I know in the old studio you had a box and they were all on there. It was just creeping us out the first time Think So Brain was on the show. Like, look at these drawings, man. Some little kid's fucked up. No, not that one.
Oh, no, the other one I don't have.
Yeah.
That I didn't draw that one. Those are actual drawings from an actual school child. On my album, The Doubt of the Benefit, there's the greatest thing is the one on the cover of The Doubt of the Benefit, because it's pictures of stick figures dancing around fire, and in the fire it says fire, and one of them has a bong, a gigantic bong, and he's giving a huge thumbs up, and then in the last bit of fire there's one of the stick figures is in the fire. He's burning. I took one look at it and I'm like, album cover. This guy's fucked up.
He had a few too many, I suppose.
That's true. Those used to be mounted on the wall in the old studio, but I had to archive them, because John can understand the importance of archiving sacred documents.
That's true.
By the way, did you guys win the award for that? Did you win the award for best?
We did not. We did not medal for questions for answers.
Questions for answers. Let me tell you, this is an unbiased opinion. Just because I work on the show does not make me like this album anymore. This is probably the best album to come out of Buffalo.
Oh, come on.
I don't care who won the damn award. This is probably the best album to come out of Buffalo.
You're too kind, sir.
Out of all the like CDs and everything, because I just switched to AT&T, so I have a limit on my data, so I can't stream music all day. But out of all the CDs I own, this is one of them that actually made it onto my phone.
Wow.
Is Questions for Answers, because I genuinely do enjoy the album.
Well, thank you, sir.
No offense, no. I feel like I'm looking at a Rorschach text. I don't know what the hell this thing is.
Well, you see, it's one drawing that's folded over, so you got to look at the whole picture to see what it really is. So
it's the whole, like, both sides.
Yeah, take the CD right out of there. Take all the CDs right out of the case, and then just picture if you unfolded it so that it was just one big square. Then you could see it better, maybe. It's a huge question mark. That's really what it is. Facebook.com/Noah Goki. It's our cover picture. You can go. And find
Yeah,
it.
the whole thing is the cover picture. In fact, that was the album art in my Google Music for that, because I
That's
couldn't
awesome.
find an actual actual just the part of the album art. So
Yeah, if you look at it that way, it definitely makes more sense.
yeah, if you come over here, I got it right on the screen.
It's like a question mark that sort of looks like an axe.
Yes, I totally see that.
That's the danger of asking questions these days, my friends, my peoples out there in America. Be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, I guess I should have been careful. Because, I don't know, you could have been drawing anything over there, no.
You should see it. It's a guy in a black hat and a black polo, and he's on fire, and
Yep.
he's got a microphone in front of him. Oh shit, that's you!
And there's sex toys all around the border.
Am I really on fire?
All right. Our band of the week this week is The Last Vegas. They're going to be in town this weekend. Why don't we check out some of their tunes? Get a little sampling before we actually talk to the man himself, the man behind The Last Vegas. You could find them at Facebook.com/The Last Vegas. You could also find them at TheLastVegas.com, which is where we are, and hopefully this works. Eyeliner be damned. That's the Las Vegas. Our band of the week this week. Sounded
good
like
stuff
some,
right there.
some stoner rock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
All right, we got to do a news flash here before we get too much further.
You insist.
There's been a rash of sword and machete attacks.
Yeah, this. I saw the machete attack first. I didn't see the sword attack, and then it's like, oh, guy robbed his store with a sword. Okay.
Let's see if we still have this music. It's gonna give me an ad.
Of course, it's gonna give you an
Son of a
ad.
bitch.
You gotta install that ad blocker.
God damn it! I know. I know. I'm just afraid that it's gonna steal things from me, ideas and intellectual property, and those things of that ilk. All right, here we go. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We're live in Buffalo, New York, where there's been a rash of sword attacks. We go live to the scene. Think so, Joe?
Well, Noah, as you can see, my arm is gone.
I see that. You're bleeding profusely.
I'm bleeding profusely, but before I go to the hospital, I have to get this story in.
You're a dedicated journalist.
When a man tried to rob a Buffalo gas station using a sword, the clerk fought back, and a Good Samaritan was wounded in the struggle. Buffalo Police spokesman Mike DeGeorge says the attempted robbery happened around 3 a.m. on Tuesday at the Sunoco A+ Mart at Hurdle and Colvin. That's by my ex-wife's house.
Ooh.
Maybe it was her.
Could have
It was her. Go get her.
She's a 6'4" black man.
No. The suspect walked in carrying a long, sharp sword and demanded money from the clerk. The attacker then tried to bolt, but a bystander said, "Not so fast." Who writes these things, man? He tried to bolt? Really? That's a news term now?
We're trying to keep it street, man.
At that point, the suspect confronted another individual in the parking lot where either some type of fight or jostling began between the two, and the suspect ended up striking the individual with the sword in the head area, DeGeorge said. In the head area. It wasn't just in the head. It was in the head area. He slashed him somewhere along the foot. Pretty much. That's when the store clerk came out with a baseball bat and hit the subject with the sword in the shoulder until he left the scene. The Good Samaritan was taken to ECMC where he was treated and released. Bartender Michael Kerwin said, "Hopefully they catch the guy before he hurts someone." You know, somebody besides the guy he already hurt, right? Meanwhile,
across town,
police say on Massachusetts Avenue in Buffalo, a man nearly had his arm nearly cut off by an assailant wielding machete. That's how the Hondurans wrote it. That's not me repeating myself.
Nearly.
It happened around 4 p.m. at Massachusetts and Plymouth Avenues. The man was attacked in his home, and though it is unclear how serious his injuries are, police do say the victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The hunt continues for the suspect. This bizarre attack comes just 1 day after a burglar used a sword to rob a gas station at Hurdle and Colvin in Buffalo, injuring a bystander who tried to stop the suspect in the parking lot. It is unclear whether the incidents are related.
Sword, machete. Are we sure this isn't the same guy going around?
But he bolted from both places.
He bolted, yeah.
He nearly bolted nearly away.
I think he's got a couple bolts loose. Jesus. Where's Kyle?
All right, the Las Vegas is our band of the week, and we're going to call. Who are we calling, Ted? Give us the background story here on the Las Vegas.
We're calling Chad Cherry.
Chad Cherry. And they're going to be in Buffalo this weekend.
Saturday at Nietzsche's.
All right, let's get Chad Cherry on the phone. That is a creepy picture, by the way, of me with the All West New York Radio shirt.
You're creepy.
It's funny. If you Skype us, you'll get some sort of...
Hello?
Looking for Chad Cherry.
This is Chad Cherry.
Chad Cherry from the Las Vegas.
Oh, wow. How's it going?
Good. How's Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh? Actually, we're just pulling into it right now, and I think we're trying to find a hotel room.
Trying to what?
But the reception in these parts is pretty terrible. So I might
You're in the
lose
Rust
you.
Belt.
That's right. That's Western Pennsylvania for you, my friend.
Indeed.
How's the tour going?
Are you there?
Yeah, how's the tour going?
The tour is going well. It hasn't started yet. This is our first day. I just left Chicago this morning, and we're actually just getting into Pennsylvania right now.
Have you been through Buffalo before?
To Buffalo, no, we have not. We've played New York many a times. We've done Madison Square Garden and the Bowery Ballroom and the Highlight and a bunch of really nice places, but we never went upstate New York, so it's going to be pretty exciting.
Upstate. All right, now you've got a record coming out on August 28th called Bad Decisions.
Indeed, we were pretty excited to release this into the wild. It's been a couple years since we put out records, so we're ready for it.
Great. What inspired the title?
The title, well, who doesn't make bad decisions, huh? I've made a couple in my life. I usually have a good time doing them, though.
Gotcha. All righty. Tell me a little bit about the writing process on this album. And maybe how it might have differed from the last
We
album.
wrote this record in Chicago, actually, which is a first for us because we're anywhere but Chicago when we do music. But this one we had a little bit more time to work on songs. We had less of a deadline on this one, so there was room for trial and error. And we were in Chicago doing it, so it was pretty interesting.
Great. All right, now you've been touring for quite a while in the past with other albums, right?
Yeah, we've been at it since 2005, actually.
All right, well, the girl that does my questions actually said, are there any interesting tour stories that are rated PG? But you can be as R as you want to be.
R, triple X, NC-17.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Tell us it all. Tell us it all.
We are all naked.
There's tons of PG stories, but who wants to hear any of those?
Exactly. Right.
Triple X,
So,
Triple X.
Triple X, man.
Tell us about the
there's no
sluts
PG
on the
stories.
road.
They're all triple X.
Tell us about the
Answer your
sluts on the road. We want to hear about the sluts.
Jesus, Ted, relax.
Hey, well, there's a black girl. Any good stories?
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. We're waiting for your stories, man.
Oh, you waiting for the stories?
Give us a good one.
Let's see. Interesting stories. You get to meet a lot of famous people. I've met just about every rock star you could possibly imagine, and a couple movie stars. Ran into them literally. So.
Did you get
yeah,
to
it's an
Did you get to
interesting way
fuck any
live
of them?
life. There's a million stories. You can use your imagination.
Did you fuck any of them?
No, we're a straight edge band in Las Vegas. No sex, no drugs, and no rock and roll.
I get the no drugs part of straight edge. I didn't know no sex was a part of that too. Really?
No, we're straight edge. You know, we don't do it. We make sure that we're in church on Sundays.
Wow.
I think he's lying. I think he's lying. Great. So you just pulled into Pittsburgh. Where are you playing down there tonight?
I believe the name of the club is called the Smiling Moose. I love Pittsburgh because it's a total horror movie town, and some of my favorites are from there, like Tom Savini is special effects artist, and one of my favorite directors, I think, still lives in Pittsburgh, George Romero. Night of the Living Dead. Good stuff. Check it out.
Cool, man. I'm glad you brought that stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Don't leave me hanging here.
Hey, you got a list of questions, man.
I think I'm running out.
I think you got this handled.
She wrote all these PG
I'm just
questions.
waiting for you guys to get your act together. What do you got?
Yeah, Ted, what do you got?
I don't got my glasses. That's for sure.
He's got a list of questions, man. I'm letting him do it.
My secretary wanted to know how you get all that beautiful hair, how long it takes to get on stage with it.
How long does it take to get on stage?
Well, with all that, she said that with all your beautiful hair, how long does it take to get that all coiffed up and ready?
I don't really do my hair, so I'll give you about like 15 minutes to put on some pants and maybe find a jacket or steal a jacket, whatever's easier.
Being straight edge doesn't prevent you from stealing. That's good.
Or you could just, wear your birthday suit. I guess that would be the easiest, but I don't know if the clubs would invite you back.
In Buffalo, they will.
But I don't know. I don't know if the clubs would really go for that.
At this radio station, they will. Oh wait, they don't have any girls in this band.
It's okay. We take all comers as long as they're naked.
So what kind of?
Support your local nudist.
There you go. Hey, what kind of influences does the band have, or yourself even?
Well, I think we all kind of like agree on big classic arena rock, Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, bands that we play with, Motley Crue, AC/DC. Yeah, the big ones.
Cool, man. Sounds good. So you're out. 28th is the album coming out, and you're touring for about how long?
Well, as of now, we have 15 shows. Vegas with Gilby Clarke is our last one. But I do believe that it's all about to change. I think we're going to be on the road a little bit longer than that. Just waiting for the phone calls and the emails.
Right. We've been in contact with Nick from your management company or your media company.
Yeah.
Seems to be doing a great job with your tour.
Hi.
Good guy. Now there's a girl too.
He's the real rock star.
Is he really? Should he be on the stage? What?
Yeah.
He should be on the stage, but will he do it naked?
I've created a monster.
Yeah. We got nothing. We got nothing going here. I mean, I ripped the piece of paper in half and lost half the question.
So if we come out, if somebody comes out to see you in Pennsylvania tonight, or you come out to Buffalo on Saturday, do you have copies of the album available now, or do we still have to wait till Tuesday?
You know what? You're breaking up. I'm sorry. It must be the Pittsburgh Steel here. I'm having a hard time getting through to you guys.
Could be a meth lab that exploded.
Could be.
A lot of meth labs down that way. Southern tier into Pennsylvania, western Pennsylvania. A lot of meth labs. Or people with swords.
Yeah.
Or machetes.
Yeah, I would recommend coming to Buffalo that you bring swords. Ninja swords, machetes, anything you can get your hands on that's made of steel and sharp. Bring it.
Especially if you plan
Right.
to come up here and do some thievery.
You don't need to reload a machete.
No, exactly.
That's right. You just swing.
You just keep on swinging.
You just keep hacking away.
All right, so I see you got a couple brothers in the band. Do they like knock down, fist fight sometimes right in front of you?
I was just talking about the bands fist fighting each other.
Well, I see you got two brothers in the band. That must be tough on the road. I'm sure they get on each other's nerves.
Well, actually, there's 5 of us that all have been together. Most of us live together. We're in a van together. We are roommates together. So yeah, it's like being married. Old marriage. We're like a bunch of 80-year-old Polish people that are married. That's how we fight.
How long's the band been together?
This lineup since 2005. Our first tour was 7 weeks in Europe, and then from there we've just kind of been writing and recording and touring as much as we possibly can.
What is the craziest thing? You guys have been on the road for a long time. What is the single craziest thing that has ever happened to you guys on the road?
Well, there's been a lot of crazy things that have happened. I saw a guy die once right in front of me. I guess that was crazy. That was more like shocking than anything.
All right, unpack that a little bit for us. Wait, elaborate. What happened to the guy that died? Did you kill him?
Was there a sword involved?
I'm not gonna talk about somebody getting murdered in front of me.
All right.
Well, we've seen a lot of things, man. A lot of
straight edge.
A lot of parts of the world. A lot of. I know you guys just want to hear about like the orgies and the bloodbaths and all that stuff, but yeah. I'll just say, living your life in a band is a extremely entertaining and somewhat interesting way to live your life.
Gotcha.
Everything that you think you know about it is wrong.
Everything we think we know about it is wrong or raw? Wrong?
You guys are breaking up here.
You said everything is wrong. WRONG, wrong. Everything we've heard about it or think about it is wrong.
Because I don't know about you guys. When I picture life on the road, I picture a lot of Scrabble, knitting, fair amount of reading up on crafts, going to craft shows.
Well, once in a while we'll occasionally catch an arts and crafts show. Maybe
All
a dog
right.
show.
All right.
If we
fair
have
enough.
time. If we have time before sound check.
Let's be honest. You guys are just following Antiques Roadshow around the country, aren't you?
What was that?
Never mind. God damn these Pittsburgh airwaves.
He wanted to know if you guys' tour is just based on wherever Antiques Roadshow is going.
Oh, I can't even hear you guys.
Being
All right.
being 80-year-old Polish people, are you just touring behind the Antiques Roadshow?
I don't know. Are you? It sounds like you guys. Are you guys drinking at the studio today?
Surprisingly, they're not. I'm with you guys on the no drugs and alcohol, but these guys.
Ted just got here. I don't know what he's consumed, but yes.
All right, guys.
Some of us
I gotta wrap this up. We're
Dude,
checking
peace
in the
out.
hotel,
See you
so I gotta
Saturday,
go.
man. Peace out. See you Saturday.
Chad Cherry, thanks
All
for
right,
joining
I'll
the
see
show.
you guys in Buffalo.
Okay.
All right, man. We'll see you Saturday. Take care.
All right, take it easy. All right, Chad Cherry with incredible stories from the road there.
What'd you say? You're breaking up.
What's that? I can't hear you guys.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you through the wall of
He
stupidity.
he just didn't want to admit that they're following Antiques Roadshow around the country.
Because they're straight edge and they might get in trouble.
They're a bit too straight edge, I think.
That may have been one of the worst interviews we've ever had.
The music was good, man. The music you played, that was really good. And
Music was
maybe
great.
I would say that these guys are probably worth taking the time out to go and see them Saturday. But I mean, jeez, man. All right, dude.
The only
I
thing
get
is
your
is,
straight edge, but I mean, so the fuck am I. But
That's one of my shows, so let's talk it up.
Yeah.
I would love.
That's
to
what I'm
talk-
doing. I'm talking it up.
I would.
The
love
fuck
to-
do you think I'm doing?
When Joe kills people, he talks about it all night on the show.
I know. I mean, I
Ted, are you leaving? Okay, he's gonna
I-
round up
listen,
well-worn
man,
boot.
I may be straight edge, but I fit in on this show. But listen, I mean, seriously, the Las Vegas definitely sound awesome. Definitely, probably, I would imagine, put on a great show. You know, because they're sober and they can remember the words of their songs. How many times have you forgotten the words of the songs on stage? No.
I don't forget the words ever because I have.
Oh, you
my
have them right there in
lyrics.
front of you. That's right. You have a
Right.
little music stand and you're
Yes.
flipping pages while you're singing,
That's
playing your
right.
guitar, like in between chords. You're like, oh, gotta flip a page.
That's right. That's right.
I thought that was just really funny how he said, "Are you guys drunk?" And it's like, yeah, there's only two of us drinking.
For once, no, you guys aren't. Well,
Yeah.
then
Should've
I
gone
can
to-
tell.
Maybe we should have been.
I'm sober.
Yeah, I think I took more drinks of my drink just because I.
For what it's worth, there are like two
Getting
camps of
bored.
straight edge, and there's one where they're against having premarital promiscuous sex.
Really? I didn't know that. I
And
didn't know that was a part of straight edgeism.
yeah, apparently it is. It's not part of my straight edge, but I'm married, so it's not premarital sex.
I mean, is this like a Hasidic Jewish thing where you got to have sex with your wife through a hole in the sheet? Hey, oi.
Ah,
Come
man.
on, let's have a little fun here. Heischel.
I don't understand that. I mean, the guy dies right in front of me. He doesn't want to talk about.
Why wouldn't he
it.
tell us about the guy that died?
Why even bother?
Why bring it up if you're not gonna be if you don't want to be
Exactly.
asked about it on the air? I mean, but
Fascinating.
If someone died in front of me, I would talk about it. I mean,
all right. Well,
unless you're the
this
one that killed him, in which case that
Right.
wouldn't be so good.
this Saturday where they at Nietzsche's.
Nietzsche's this Saturday.
This Saturday at Nietzsche's.
Named
It's
after-
Las Vegas.
Named after the philosopher.
What do you say we do some stap while we're waiting for our other friends to arrive?
Let's do
Because we have a
that.
ton of stap to get
Oh,
into
just-
from the last 2 weeks.
I have to ask a question. That's Ted that was just sitting here.
Yes, that
Okay.
is
That is Tread, yes.
the infamous Tread Lemon.
Tread Lemon. Okay.
All right, here we go. No, we're not going to talk about the guy that died in front of me. Why? Why wouldn't you want to talk about it?
Yeah, that just made the staph infection too. Come to think of it.
Did you kill him with your penis? Did you break the straight edge code? It's got to be a great story.
He's like, look, I can prove drugs are bad. Let's shoot this guy up with heroin. That's not enough. Here, another shot. Okay, one more. See, the guy's dying.
Oh, lordy.
Scott Stapp is a singer known for living 6 feet from the edge throughout his career with Creed. The frontman experienced public battles with drugs, alcohol, and suicide. This fall, Stapp will tell all with his memoir,
Oh, my
Sinner's
God.
Creed.
Please tell me you're kidding. Oh,
Due
my
out-
God. We are so buying it.
Due out on October 2nd. The book,
Oh.
co-authored by Rolling Stone's David Ritz, who has penned biographies on Janet Jackson and Marvin Gaye, will detail the singer's struggles with fame, sex, alcohol, drugs, and depression. The uncensored tell-all, which will also highlight Stapp's redemption as he is now sober, reconnected with his band and fans, and renewed in his faith.
This is fantastic. This is a year's worth of goddamn material. We are introducing a new bit on the show, readings from Scott Stapp's autobiography.
I hope
October 2nd, Sinner's Creed.
I hope they had a great proofreader on that show.
You could get it as a discount at the book corner, right? We'll go to your library.
Oh, my good God. We are definitely getting that book. We are reading from it every week.
Scott Stapp.
I say
This is my book.
I think we begin the Scott Stapp Championship
Pages
season.
wide open, writing my memoirs.
Oh, man. That's fantastic. I can't wait to read that.
Oh, boy.
Maybe it'll be preserved someday, Noah.
That's right. We can archive this book in the Noah's Archives. Ah, you like what you see what I did
Yeah,
there?
Noah's Archives. I like that idea.
Nope, nothing to see here. Just Megadeth frontman Dave Mustaine, a noted birther, adopting a freshly concocted conspiracy claiming President Barack Obama, have you heard this, was somehow responsible for the recent mass shootings in Colorado and Wisconsin.
Of course he was.
Back in my country, my president is trying to pass a gun ban, Mustaine said at a concert in Singapore. So he's staging all of these murders like the Fast and the Furious thing going down at the border and Aurora, Colorado, all the people that were killed there, and now the beautiful people at the Sikh temple.
When did he stop doing drugs?
I know, right? This is a born again. When the fuck did Dave Mustaine become this radical right wing fucking nut job?
He's religious, that's why. He's a born again, right?
Okay, so the theory here is that Barack Obama is staging these shootings so that he can pass gun control laws?
That is exactly what Dave Mustaine is trying to say.
It sounds like the loose change stuff about 9/11.
When did Dave Mustaine become this complete right-wing nut job? I mean, it wasn't long ago that he said, you know, Bush and Cheney have been to jail more than I have, and I've done heroin.
The really scary thing is that all of the political conversation in this country right now is made up of complete whack jobs.
Dave
Mustaine is leading the way. This is incredible.
Dave Mustaine of Megadeth has doubled down on his claim that the Obama administration could have staged recent mass shootings in order to fast-track gun control legislation, telling the conspiracy-loving news website Infowars.com it's something we really need to look into. Mustaine has grounded his skepticism of Obama and the scandal surrounding the ATF program dubbed Fast and Furious, which linked hundreds of guns to Mexican drug cartels. According to numerous reports, the program allowed the guns to walk and be sold to cartels instead of recovered in hopes of leading to high-profile arrests prompting federal investigation.
Standing at the scene was Chad Cherry. He said, quote, I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, boy.
I'm a big fan of the Batman movies. That's as much as I could say.
Let's see here. Thousands of devotees converged on Graceland to mark the 35th anniversary of Elvis Presley's death and got a surprise welcome from the King's former wife and daughter. The first time Priscilla and Lisa Marie Presley have appeared together at the annual gathering. The two women appeared on an elevated stage in front of the crowd Wednesday night on the eve of the August 16 date when the rock and roll icon died at his home in 1977 from a heart attack after battling prescription drug abuse on the toilet. Okay, whatever.
Now we're talking. A band that's ready to get naked for the show.
Are there any recording stars not named Kid or Junior willing to let the Mitt Romney campaign use or like their music? A week after Silver Sun Pickups issued a cease and desist order to the GOP candidate for playing one of their songs at events, Twisted Sister's Dee Snider has now spoken out with a similar objection. After getting word that Romney's running mate, Republican Paul Ryan, used the band's biggest hit at a recent rally in Pennsylvania, Snyder issued a statement to Talking Points Memo, whatever the hell that is. I emphatically denounce Paul Ryan's use of my band Twisted Sisters song, We're Not Gonna Take It in any capacity, Snyder said through his manager. There is almost nothing he stands for that I agree with except the use of the workout program P90X.
And that I'm fully on board with.
You can use that all you want. All right, let's see.
This is a totally different experience in this area.
Niggas throwing bottles! I got niggas throwing bottles as soon as my fucking computer lets me scroll down. There we go. Chris Brown and Drake were sued Wednesday over a bottle-throwing nightclub brawl involving their entourages as a company with ties to the club sought to hold the music stars responsible for the melee. Brown's representatives had no immediate comment about the $16 million lawsuit, and Drake's representatives didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. So, essentially, nobody's saying nothing but niggas throwing bottles!
Chad Cherry on the scene. Yeah, I saw it. I don't want to talk about it. We got Well-Worn Boot coming into the studio right now.
This is
Look at these fucking ugly gentlemen. All right, you're beautiful. It's more like it. All right.
All right. Well, that's going to make things interesting around here. Kind of like Lady Gaga has been photographed in a slew of designer fur coats in recent weeks, and PETA is not pleased. The animal rights activist group issued a Dear Gaga letter to the pop star on Monday, urging her to stop the recent fur frenzy. In the letter, PETA's senior vice president Dan Matthews referenced Gaga's 2009 conversation with Ellen DeGeneres, in which she said, "I hate fur and I don't wear fur," and asked her what has happened since then. "Recent photos make it appear that you have amnesia," he wrote, including links to photos of Gaga in a top coat by Michael Kors, a hot pink jacket by Giorgio Armani, which is made of rabbit fur representatives for the company confirmed to Billboard.com, and the poster for her upcoming Machete Kills album. She did it! Lady Gaga fucking did it!
I just want to call out that Well-Worn Boot is doing an interpretive dance of the staph infection right now. This is fantastic.
Oh boy. Gaga took to Twitter soon after the letter was posted, writing, "For those press and such who are writing about whether or not my fur is actually real, please don't forget to credit the designer Hermes. Thank you. Love, Gaga."
Hermes is the messenger.
Why don't you guys come on in here, grab a mic, sit down, make yourselves at home. Welcome to the show. You're still on. Yeah, you'll be on if you go. If you stay in
we
that
could point the
general
camera
vicinity.
in your general direction if you guys want.
We will put the camera wherever you guys go.
Yes, let's do that.
Ice Ice Baby is heading back to the dance floor thanks to Zumba. This time, a freshly remixed version of the 1990 Vanilla Ice hit is heading to Zumba classes around the world thanks to a partnership between the MC and the creators of the music-based fitness craze. The song is available at digital outlets now and will reach Zumba students and instructors in the coming days. I only picked that because I thought like the remix was actually going to be in there. I was wrong. Green Day is getting the Angry Birds treatment with a 10-level edition based on the punk rock band coming to the Facebook-based game soon. Each of the group's 3 members, Billy Joe Armstrong, Mike Dirnt, and Trey Cool, has been reimagined as a pig for the Rovio game, and fans will be able to unlock a new Green Day song, Troublemaker, while playing the themed Angry Birds edition. I want a Well-Worn Boot version of Angry Birds. these guys are nuts. Let's see what else.
This is fantastic. Well-Worn Boot is now conducting an interview with themselves.
They are.
The great thing is that it's 10 times more interesting than the interview that we just had with Chad Cherry.
Absolutely. I mean,
now let me ask you guys this. Let me put this question to you, gentlemen, because you seem like fine, upstanding members of the community. If you had killed someone or watched someone die right in front of you, you'd talk about it in the interview, right? Would you talk about the death? He's getting excited. Grab that microphone. Get right into that thing.
He's young, so you gotta bear with him. But I missed the second part of the question. The first part is if we had ever killed someone. I'll point out right away we have. So what's the second part?
Would you talk about it in the interview, or would you refuse to discuss it like Chad Cherry?
No. That's pussy stuff. We'll talk about it very openly. Which murder case would you like to hear about?
I want to hear about the first one. The first one is always the most
direct
crucial.
murders, because I mean we are the inspiration for a lot of murders that happened throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s. You know,
True.
everything that Gacy did was based on what we were doing previous.
Right.
So like like, I mean, there's the specific murders that we committed, and then there's, you know, the influence that we had, which can be felt around the entire United States of America. Not to mention the fact that when we conquered the Roman Empire, the fall of the Roman Empire was entirely based on us. And soon after that, we teamed up with Genghis Khan and threw one of the biggest parties that the universe has ever seen.
I remember that. It was a blowout.
So yeah, I mean, we've killed thousands. We've killed entire cultures. We've like I said, the fall of the Roman Empire is at our hands.
Nice job, because it was past its prime.
Well, yeah, I mean, by the end of it, it was kind of on the way out. They were, you know, engaging in sexual acts with young boys in exchange for political, you know.
You do what you have to.
Not,
It's rude.
not to mention all the cheeseburgers they were eating.
The law is, if you are in Rome, you do what the other Romans do.
Yeah, that's what people say.
Even if it means
Fucking little kids.
some Roman stuff.
We got a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
What? Who the fuck is this?
Caller, are you a big well-worn boot fan?
Who is it?
Yo, suck their dick, yo.
You suck their dick? All at the same
No.
time?
Can we
They
get
suck
a,
on my, they suck on it.
Gentlemen, someone you've performed sexual favors for
Who is
on the
this?
phone here.
Who's the band of the week?
The band of the week is the Las Vegas, but they're gone and dead and buried. Except for their show at Nietzsche's on Saturday, which we're very excited about.
We're going to resurrect them for the show at Nietzsche's, and then...
I shot.
hey, who is this, caller? Why don't you go ahead and identify yourself for us?
They suck on my dick for days.
What's your name? You said your name was what, Dick Tracy? Say it again.
They suck on my dick for days.
You want me to suck on your dick for days, or you'd like to suck on my dick for days? Either of those could be arranged in relatively swift fashion. So specify, and we'll go ahead and work it out for you.
Holy shit. Hey, wait. I want to say something.
Yeah, talk to me, baby.
All right. I came up with the best way to photobomb somebody.
What's a? Oh.
Next caller.
Are you ready?
Yeah, talk to me. Talk to me. Yeah, what do you got? What do you got for us?
All right. You go into your... I just did this. You go into your friend's house and you sneak upstairs. You take off your clothes and you take a picture of yourself watching gay porn on his computer, and then you leave.
Nice. Yeah. Listen, that's kind of like when you. What's the thing when you'll give some? You Smirnoff someone, right? You give them a Smirnoff, then you say you've been Smirnoffed.
No, it's not Smirnoff.
How's it go then?
It's ice.
Is
Oh,
that-
I
who's
thought it was you
speaking
Smirnoff
currently?
someone.
Who's speaking?
Maybe let's smear off someone later.
Yeah, that's similar. I Smirnoff someone a while back.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Where's the Smirnoff?
the gay pornography gag. I mean, it would work certainly. But in my particular case, everybody knows I watch plenty of gay porn. So I mean, it's a matter of like, you know, if you're gonna bust me, then
Is this
I
that
might
black
bust
guy?
on you as a follow-up
Is this
remark,
Josh,
if you
the
know what I'm
black
saying,
guy?
baby. What's up?
Is this Josh, the black guy?
Yeah.
I know it's you. You talk so fast and nobody knows what you're talking about.
What do you
Slow
say? Is
down
that-
when you talk.
I'd consider that a mild racial generalization, my friend.
Listen, black man, slow it down.
He's got to start a blog.
Listen. Yeah, next caller.
Oh, well-worn boots done with you, my friend.
Oh, boy.
Who else we got? What else we got?
There's only the one call, anyways.
Yeah, why do we next call him? Yeah, get him. Call him back. Tell him we're sorry. Call him back.
He's
Call him
actually
back.
still,
He's still here.
Come on,
He
he's
can hear
still
you.
there.
Hang up on him. Hang up on him so we can call him back. Hang up so we can call him back.
All right, hang on. Okay, hang up and call back.
I hope he doesn't answer.
Hold on. I'm gonna
Call
ask him
has
if
been
his
forwarded to
refrigerator
an
is
automated.
Oh, we got the voicemail.
Ooh,
Damn.
bummer.
Probably has a ring tone or something.
We'll give it one more shot.
Call has been forwarded to an automated
Oh.
voice messaging system.
Would you guys like to leave him a voicemail? Okay.
No, pretend we're a pizza or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
3
Well,
Okay.
we don't want the number.
is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Frank, this is Just Pizza calling, and we want to say we're at your door, and we have your pizza with extra sausage and peanuts on it. That's what I'm talking about, baby!
God bless you, well-worn boot, for saving this show from the depths of despair.
I know. I mean, the last guest just didn't want. Last guest didn't want to talk about a murder he witnessed, and you guys are just like, "Fuck, we killed everybody."
We killed the Romans. We literally killed all the Romans.
You've got to grab that mic, Mr. High-pitched voice. I want to hear what you're saying on the record here.
Is this close enough?
Get that thing right up into your grill, my friend.
Can we pretend it's your dick or something?
Yep.
Make it feel good?
Fart boy.
That's pretty nice. Nice move there. He's got a perfectly
Mildly
balanced.
embarrassing.
Don't be embarrassed. You should be proud of that.
Just kidding. He's fine now.
More questions, please. Next question. Oh, yeah. So what you were saying about my sexual life, you know. I mean, it's like, I want to fuck everything, you know. I want to fuck anything. I'll fuck a snake hole. I'll put a little, you know, I'll lube it up.
Okay.
Put my dick down in there, and I'll hope for the best, you know.
How do you feel about sex toys?
I'm in favor of them. I mean, I'm not.
Fans in agreement.
What are you
on
looking
this?
at me for?
He's a baby, you know. He doesn't know what.
Play with regular ass toys.
I mean,
Ass toys.
sometimes I'm more of a fan in food in the sex thing. I like to get a nice noodle and just smack the bitch with a noodle, you know. Get a little fucking. What's it when it's like partially cooked? The noodle. What do you call
Al
that?
dente.
Al dente. I'd like to smack a bitch with an al dente any day of the week, you know.
Is there a specific kind? We're talking like fettuccine
The bits or the
Alfredo,
dente?
Just the al dente.
Oh, you know, I mean.
Lasagna was the big noodle. The widest noodle, I think.
Lasagna is a good wide noodle.
Be good. A lot of velocity behind a slab with a noodle like that. Yeah.
You know, they did come in during our little news segment here, the staph infection. So
That's
why don't we
true.
do this? I'll read the headline. They'll tell us the story.
Okay. Well-worn boot. They look like they're game for this.
Fucking tastic. Why doesn't everyone do this shit with us? Go.
LL Cool J takes down home intruder.
Well, are you looking for a summary? Or because that sounds like it was it. Next!
Sounds good to me. Justin Bieber to appear on The Simpsons. Yeah, another.
Yeah, no.
Try to switch it up.
Yeah. Simpsons are just trying to stay hip and relevant. I hear that he just comes on, farts, and leaves, though. Next.
All right. Tell us what this book is about. Kiss unveil a book that costs $4,250.
What's the name of the book?
$4,250.
Say it again.
It doesn't have the name of the book. It just says Kiss unveil a $4,250 book.
Oh, it's probably the next Pynchon novel.
Monster, it's called.
Okay.
Kiss. The band?
Yeah, the band.
Next.
Okay. Let's see.
Headlines.
Oh, you guys will like this one. Pussy Riot sentenced to 2 years in prison.
Now, why are you saying we like that one? Just because I go ahead and degrade women for the first part of the show, you assume that I like jokes about the word pussy?
I thought maybe you guys would have some fun with that.
I mean, you're absolutely right. We will have fun with that. What's the say it again?
Pussy Riot gets sentenced to 2 years in prison.
Oh yeah, I heard about these Pussy Riot folks. Go over on somewhere in Europe. Russia, they got thrown in jail, for riding with their pussies because they were putting their pussies up in the air too high into the atmosphere. And what's happening is it's damaging the ozone layer. And the government was like, we don't take your pussies down. And they're like, we want to keep our pussies up here. It's all right to put our pussies up here.
That's
and
right.
Eventually, after 3.5 weeks of them putting their pussies into the atmosphere, they finally went ahead and said, we're going to throw you in jail. And you know what? I mean, like a lot of people are going ahead doing a lot of stuff on the internet, like taking the pussy right outside. I'm gonna go ahead and say the government was right in this situation, and I'd have thrown those bitches in jail probably a couple days before that.
Couple of pussy rioters.
All right, tell me why Kenny G files for divorce.
Kenny G. That's
Explain Queensryche's online identity crisis.
What, the Third Reich?
Who's their webmaster?
Yeah, who's their webmaster?
It's probably his fault.
It wasn't John Wilson.
No, it was not.
You want to do word association or something like that? We did that last time we were in this basement. Word association always gets me off. You know what I'm saying? How about I say a word and you guys do your association? Everybody's always asking us the questions.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. All right, here's a word for you. Pancake.
Purple.
Wrong! You didn't even get it right, man. You were too slow. I'll tell you the association. Pancake syrup. Hot plate. Chicken casserole.
Grits.
Yeah, so
I know where this is going.
Where's it going?
I heard hot plate. That means we got to
Disco
get the
hot
disco
plate.
hot plate going. All right, next.
Oh yeah, we're okay. Frank.
Granular.
Frankfurter.
Granular.
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 We should play the define that word game. How about?
What's this, a script?
Okay, how about this one? Yeah, protein. How about protein?
Fiber.
How about fiber?
Protein.
Okay.
Kashi.
I can't even read.
Yeah, how about Lexington Co-op?
Concord.
How about Flight of the Conchords?
Fuck.
Ferdinand Magellan.
This man's good at this.
Frank Zappa.
Cape of Good Hope.
Salamander Foreskin.
Luxembourg.
Penis flavored flavor call.
Aborigine.
Aboriginal.
Thanks, that's our time.
Didgeridoo. Don't fuck with me, man. What's next?
Joe, what do you got?
Yeah, step right up, Joe.
Guns N' Roses announces fall Las Vegas residency. Where?
He doesn't say much, but that's definitely all.
He usually just farts out of his mouth.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses announces they're living in Las Vegas. Right? Is that what you said?
Las Vegas residency.
Oh, and what?
They're doing the Tom Jones thing. They're playing in Las Vegas for like a week.
Got it. Well, they should probably go ahead and contact Carrot Top. Maybe get on that bill because they'd probably be able to pull a little bit more people in if Carrot Top was the headliner, you know. And then we could do.
Super strong now.
Yeah, Carrot Top's at the top of his game. But like
And you can all agree on that.
Yeah, and that's like I said, people. I've said this before, but you know, people think we're joking sometimes, and we're not.
Insane Clown Posse to sue FBI. Why?
I don't know.
I assume it's probably related.
ICP and FBI, they don't want to use, like, they can be the only abbreviation boys, is that it?
Yeah, they would like.
What?
Full headline: Insane Clown Posse to sue FBI. A juggalo is not a gang member.
They're probably. I don't know. I don't know any of them personally, so I can't really. I don't know what's going through their heads. but-
Insane Clown Pot. They call their fans juggalos. What do you guys call your fans?
Juggalos.
Not to
I
be
figured.
confused with gigolo.
No. That's different things.
Adam Yash's will says no advertising for Beastie Boys songs.
No, oh yeah, that's because the one dude's dead.
That would be in bad taste.
Amy Winehouse's ex-husband in
Dead.
coma.
Deceased. Next question. Mama Cash. Deceased. Ham sandwich. Next question.
Just
Tim
another
Hortons.
person killed by well-worn boot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hatebreed attacks CNN over white power mislabeling.
Say that again.
Will not help their case. Next question.
Fight over Jay Giles' name heats up band. Band said, let's replace him.
Who's Jay Giles?
That's yeah.
The Doors light up Sunset Strip with Linda Perry, Dead Sarah, and more. Did you kill Sarah? Is that why she's dead?
Jim,
They killed Jim
we-
Morrison.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the Doors. Fuck. Sorry. let's go.
San Francisco singer Scott McKenzie dies.
I
That was
don't
you
know.
guys,
I
wasn't
haven't
it?
paid attention to much of anything that's gone on in San Francisco in about 40 years. That place is dead, man.
And let me find our winner here. Our winner of our staph infection this week, Avril Lavigne engaged to Nickelback's Chad Kroger.
Oh, that's a flop, man. That's a flop. They should go ahead and pull the plug on that immediately.
Girlfriend wasn't so bad.
If you guys had to pick, which one, Avril Lavigne or Chad Kroger?
Chad Kroger.
If you had to have sex with one of them, if you had to rape and kill one of them,
I mean,
Probably Chad Kroger. Only because you get to kill him at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I'd put up with the rape just to kill him.
Here's some tweets. Avril Lavigne is marrying Chad Kroger as part of an experiment to see if it's possible to genetically breed a song worse than Free to Be.
I'm with that. That should have been our answer.
And one more. Avril Lavigne and Chad Kroger have requested that in lieu of wedding gifts, everyone stop laughing uncontrollably at them.
Yeah. I'm into that one. Next.
That's all. That's the whole segment.
So should I ask myself some more questions?
Yes,
absolutely.
indeed. Let's dig a little bit deeper here with Well-Worn Boot. Now, are these masks you guys are wearing? Or are these
No,
your actual
that's
faces?
his real face.
Okay, just checking.
This is my real face. No, this is a mask, actually. But that's not a mask.
Mask, face, horseman,
Yeah, he's dead. He's hung, and that's the sack that was on his.
dead sack man.
Its face is all. It's
Literally dead sack. My dick doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't work.
What a
Dead.
Flake.
Ever try using dead dick?
Flaking sack.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. But yeah, he was hung. So you know,
Well.
he's dead.
What was he hung for?
Having too big a dick.
Same reason everyone got hung. But not for being too hung.
Dick's too small, you get hung.
And
Dick's
then-
too big, you get hung. So soon, only medium dicks. Natural selection.
Would you guys tell us where's your next show? Where are you coming up next?
We're playing next show in the Buffalo area is September 5th with Baby Gramps and Mr. Boneless on Acoustic Assault. But our next show is this Saturday in West Almond at a small music festival called Weekend at Chucky's.
Oh my God! No way!
You know what that is?
Yeah, I played it like 3 years in a row, man. Weekend at
Yeah,
Chucky's.
man, the Chuck Fest, man. The Chuck Fest.
Chuckster will be there.
It's out by Hornell, and I showed up one time, and they were like, hey, one of these guys in one of these bands, his dad is Bill Pullman. And Bill Pullman was just here because he had to bring his bass because he forgot it at home. So Bill Pullman pulled up in his fucking station wagon and dropped off the guy's bass. And I'm like, all right, let's talk about Bill Pullman for a second.
Spaceballs, Bill
We
Pullman?
are
Yes, thank you. Bill Pullman's career begins and ends with Spaceballs.
We are here to celebrate our Independence Day.
Well, that too, but
We will not go quietly in the night.
He knows it.
We will not give up without a fight.
Do the last one again, even though I just said it.
Greatest speech in the fucking history.
It's the best, man.
I wonder if the writer ever knew that rhymed. I mean, that's one thing I always notice is that it rhymes. Isn't that just kind of ridiculous?
Bill Pullman didn't notice.
Didn't notice.
He was caught up in the moment.
Yeah, when you're giving a speech as an official, when you're giving a speech, you don't have time to read it. You just have time to proclaim it in an emphatic manner.
Absolutely. That's leadership, my friend.
Just what we need, a Druish princess. Come on, Noah. Spaceballs.
It's funny when you go to YouTube and you search for Bill Pullman, the first thing that comes up is Bill Pullman Independence Day speech.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm talking about.
It should
Let's
be
go.
Spaceballs.
Let's
It should
go.
be Spaceballs.
What?
Oh.
What?
Morning.
There were questions?
Like that dude from Star, you know?
Oh, it froze up on me. We'll get back to Bill Pullman later. Wellborn Boot, would you like to recreate the speech instead?
No, I mean your rendition of it was particularly rousing.
Well, thank you. I try to make it arousing if I
No,
can.
rousing, not arousing.
Oh, well, that's disappointing
Easy.
then. Man likes to fuck things. Can you blame him? There's a lot of things to fuck out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Bow, motherfucker!
So tell us a little bit more about yourselves, guys. Besides overthrowing the Roman Empire, teaming up with Genghis Khan,
Well, I think fast, I talk fast, and when I have sex, I come nearly immediately.
nearly immediately.
Yeah.
That's long enough.
Yeah. Other than that, let me think. All of us are extremely well educated.
Very cool.
We're extremely cool. We're drunk right now, and when it comes down to it, most of the time, the end of my sentences sort of fall off.
Billy Club! Oh,
What's up?
Everything he said goes double for me, basically. I mean, I've been doing this, God, as long as I can remember, and here we are. No, I am not two. Ted.
How old are you then, man? Just tell him how old you are.
3.
Just learned to count.
No, Ted.
This may be the weirdest episode of Noah's Ark in the history of fucking radio.
Is that what this thing's called, Noah's Ark?
This is Noah's Ark,
Are
yes.
you guys biblical or like?
We're not biblical, no.
What's the reference for?
It's because we do a little bit of everything. We bring 2 of every kind on board.
All right, that works. I'll bite that.
Thank you.
I'll bite that.
That was my answer.
I'll bite on that.
You got 2 glasses of wine over there?
Right? You're getting a little deep. I thought you were just gonna say you usually do the show permanently inside of a shower.
Sometimes. Not this week, obviously, but
Boat shoes on.
Naked boys.
Oh no, the nude dudes.
The new dude.
The naked boys is good too, though. Naked boys.
That's the boy band. The boy band version.
let's just open it up here, gentlemen. Anything you want to talk about? Let's get in. Let's dig a little bit deeper
Let's
into
skip
Well Worn Boot.
politics. Skip
Okay.
politics.
All right,
So let's-
politics are
let's
off the
do,
table.
I'd like to talk about anything, any of the early segments of film history.
Okay. We were discussing the Civil War earlier. Would you like to weigh in on your opinions on that?
No. I'd like to talk about maybe like the MPAA. I mean, I have interest in the MPAA. You know.
Okay.
You looking that up?
Are you looking it up?
No, my phone doesn't do things like that.
It's the Motion Picture Association of America.
Yeah, but actually, I don't really have much interest in the MPAA. I'm just trying to, it's a constant attempt between trying to sound clever and trying to sound, like an asshole.
Okay, then favorite movie then.
A favorite movie of mine would have to be Mr. Mom, starring Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. It's a good snapshot of the 1980s, and
Okay, that went nowhere.
Second favorite movie.
Probably.
Jurassic Park.
I was gonna say Multiplicity with Michael Keaton.
Is the third
good,
one?
good snapshot of the 1990s. What else?
Is the third one Batman?
No, I like Beetlejuice with the Michael Keaton.
So you're a Michael Keaton fan, you
Not
might say.
particularly.
Not
I
a
just-
fan of his work.
Yeah, I can't stand him really.
White Noise, is that on the list?
No. That White Noise is not on the list, man. I mean, like, basically, I feel that Michael Keaton as an actor has sort of been marginalized in modern Hollywood. He was a dude that was killing it in the late '80s, early '90s. As big as a star as anybody. But then eventually, he just starts. He falls out of the rotation. He's not the A game. He's not even the B game anymore. He's
a C game.
He's a C game.
What was he, Santa Claus or something?
No, that's Tim Allen. But like, the thing is, I just think he should be getting more gigs, because he's a great actor.
What happened to Michael Keaton? Why did it fall off like that?
Jack Frost.
Jack Frost?
Was that Michael Keaton?
Yes,
I think that was a problem.
it was Jack Frost. Yeah.
Jack Frost was a great snapshot of 2006. I would say. Of the winter. Just the winter, obviously.
Yeah, I thought that movie was stupid too.
Jack Frost.
Not really a great cinematic moment.
About meth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like.
They smoke meth in it.
Yeah, I don't really like many films that deal with objectionable content because mostly, like, I guess I like to be entertained by things that are rated G or PG, because I think it appeals to my childlike sensibilities.
Is anyone hearing something weird?
Just you.
Good morning. My legs open and close real fast. It might be that.
Yeah, it's a flap of his dick against his balls.
Aircraft from here will join others from around the world.
That's gross.
And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
Oh, can we get some audio clips of The Rock, man?
Mankind,
Let's talk
that
about The Rock, man. The
Word
most
should have new
electrifying man
meaning
in
for all
sports.
of us today.
All right,
knows
let's put
about
Bill
The
Pullman
Rock.
on pause for a second. Let's talk about The Rock for a minute here.
Don't go into the tricked out refrigerator or whatever the hell that was.
The Rock is gonna lube his size 13 boot real good, turn that sumbitch sideways, and stick it straight up. You can
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth.
This is your domain, Joe.
Sad part is this is coming from Noah's computer.
We got any more? We got any more?
Not just think, it doesn't matter what you think.
Get up, baby! Yo, so you got any more questions?
It
doesn't matter if you have any more questions!
What is your name?
I told you.
It doesn't matter what your name is. You ask The Rock to smell what you're cooking?
That's all we got of The Rock.
Brony Drive, know your own boulevard.
Yeah.
Or know your role.
Know your role, Boulevard. Yeah, that's. I mean, we came here. Paul gave us directions, you know.
Who's that?
he gave us directions here. He said, take a right on Know Your Role Boulevard, take a left on Jabroni Drive. And
Check
then
directly
proceed-
into the
he said-
SmackDown Hotel.
He said to me, proceed to check your Aunt Jemima, no pancake having ass, directly into the SmackDown Hotel. Which, of course, we did. Got a complimentary breakfast at the Candy Ass Cafe.
I think you've been dreaming. I think it's been all wet, too.
We got Roddy Piper in the house as well.
Who's that? Can we call up the Freak, man? Or something like that? Like, we want to hang with someone right now.
Sure.
Yeah, can we call people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's call some pizza places or something like that. Or a bunch of-
You know, that bit always sounds a lot funnier than it actually turns out to be.
Maybe the freak is he's sort of he's a low key dude. I don't want to disturb.
He's a
the
low-key
freak, you know?
guy.
I don't want to fuck with the freak.
That's true.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with the freak. We'd like the freak. We don't want to mess with the freak. Let's see. Who do we got here?
Fair enough.
Can we call up like Byron?
Like the mayor of Buffalo?
Yeah. Anybody got Byron's number?
You don't call him Byron?
He blocked us.
Yeah.
He doesn't like talking to us anymore.
Well, that's a shame. Where are you from?
Jamestown.
That doesn't matter where you're from. Sorry about that, man. I get a little wound up, you know. It's like I'll ask the question and I'll sincerely wonder, you know. I wanted to know, but I was like, as soon as you started to open your mouth, I realized it doesn't matter if you open your mouth or not.
So you're a big fan of The Rock. Let me ask you this. If Rock and Michael Keaton were pitted against each other in the ring.
Teddy.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily matter.
If they were.
If it doesn't necessarily matter who it doesn't matter.
Everyone would win, right?
Yo, could I cigarette too, man?
My man. I mean, my horse. My horseman. Would you consider yourself a centaur, sir?
No. He's not a centaur. No, I mean, stand up.
Send it back.
Horseman's doing a slow turn.
So a centaur, you know.
Pulling up his pants.
A
Good
centaur.
choice.
You know. In order to be qualified as a centaur, it would still need 4 hooves. You know, it'd be the top half of a man and the back half of a horse. So you know, he wouldn't.
It's a different species.
He wouldn't qualify.
Right. Would you have sex with it?
Species was a good movie.
A centaur?
Yeah.
Would I have sex? Yeah, I mean.
I think it was not Michael Keaton in Species.
Species is a good movie. Species 2, even
Species
better.
2. Wasn't it called like New Species or something?
Yeah, new species.
New species.
No, new species.
New species.
No,
New species.
new species.
Species 2, New Species.
Yeah, and then there's the.
No, species 2, more species.
Then there's
Really,
also.
it was called that? More Species?
Yeah, no, there's also like pornography offshoots. You know, species 4, species 4, more feces. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is the poop shoot porn, you know?
It's like an
equation. Species 4. Feces. Species feces.
You guys strike me as a straight edge band, right?
Yeah.
Totally straight edge. I didn't know that straight edge meant you can't have sex, though. And I know that you like the sex. So how do you reconcile not being able to have sex with having sex with everything?
Well, ultimately, you don't really know. I mean, I've said that all of this stuff this interview, you know. And I've told you that it's true, but I mean, you don't know that it's true. You've never seen me have sex with anything. You don't really know anything about my personal history. I reserve the right to say whatever I want.
I thought maybe you had sex with something a couple minutes ago. Did I?
Sexuality is a paradox.
Yeah. Bottom line is sexuality is a paradox, you know. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to pigeon.
Universe, man.
Yeah. You don't want to pigeonhole me, man, because I'll fit my dick inside of it.
Yep. Suddenly that pigeonhole is covered, baby.
The problem is, though, if you put your dick inside too many pigeonholes, there's a chance that it could get stuck.
Splintered.
Yeah, but I mean, for us, I've always been able to get my dick out of the pigeonhole before someone pigeonholed me.
Right. There's copious amounts of pigeon shit inside the pigeonhole that
Well, that's
could
the
act as
lubricant,
lubricant.
yeah.
That's right, lubricant.
Yeah.
All right, see, we're getting on the same page.
We got it, baby.
All right.
My only thought: what if George and Kyle were here?
George.
George.
Costanza?
That's the one.
Yeah, George Costanza.
He's here.
Remember, he has the upper hand.
The George Costanza?
He has a hand. George Costanza.
We're in an extra innings here with Well-Worn Boot, Noah's Ark Show. Gentlemen.
Yeah, what time's this thing break at?
5 minutes ago.
I got a big bong upstairs. You guys want to go ahead and toast that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here it goes. Trail of bong water.
Didn't even cough. Not even a cough. Oh, never mind. A little bit of a cough.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
I feel like we've reached a Mexican standoff at this point in the show.
That's racial. I don't do racial jokes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I realize you guys are politically correct in every way.
Everything we're very politically correct.
I got that. I got that.
I mean, we don't do race. We don't do sex. We don't do.
Race and sex, really?
We don't do race
It's just
and-
race, unless they're together, right? Race and sex at the same time.
Yeah, we'll have sex with an entire race of people. If we could.
For example, the Romans.
Yeah, the Romans. We had sex with all of them. And
Oh, you did have sex with the Romans. Do you
Yeah,
normally
just-
have?
Boom, baby.
You had sex with everyone that you killed before you killed them, right?
He'll forego the rape for the kill.
Jet Bubble.
You guys are like a Black Widow.
Is that racial? We don't do racial jokes, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Matt White Widow.
I think that was a spider joke.
They kill their. They kill their mate, don't they? Like, something like
What are you, a spider scientist?
Oh yeah, no. But it's similar with.
Arachnologist? No, I'm not.
Hey, also, what are those things? The ones that go.
Mantis?
Yeah, praying mantis.
A mantis. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, a mantis. They
They make that toys.
yeah. A mantis also is commonly known for fucking and then chopping. You know.
Right.
The old fucking job.
Fucking, killing, and eating. Right? I didn't know you were Jewish till you took your hat off. Mazel tov. Welcome to the show.
We don't do religion either.
Oh, we don't do religion?
And don't you patronize me either. Not on this show, not anywhere.
I meant it as a compliment.
Well, that would be a compliment. My dick's halfway up your ass too. How's that sound?
That would be a compliment. I would take that as a compliment.
You take it.
Yeah.
What's up, baby? That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
It's my catchphrase. Something
What-
to talk about.
That's your catchphrase?
Something to talk about. It's what. That's what I'm talking about. That's what. Something to talk about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
what he's talking about.
All right.
Anything else?
No, I think that's all we've got.
So I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think it's.
time to go.
I think it's that time.
Thanks for the well-worn boots.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you, Well-Worn Boots.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. That was enlightening. Right? Wasn't it, Noah? That was enlightening.
That was. Good night, folks.
see you around. Maybe.
We will see you. We'll be back next week here on the Noah's Ark Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Chad Cherry in Las Vegas. And, of course, a huge thank you to Well Worn Boot. Wow. They saved our... we started out this show talking about the Civil War, and we ended with a dick in my ass, apparently.
You have two sides of the spectrum there, Noah.
All right, good luck, ladies and gentlemen. I mean that. Good luck. Have fun.
I'll be here at home. Baby, 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 can I be your man? Maybe if I had a car, maybe if I had a job, maybe if I tried real hard, maybe if I wasn't a slob. I'll see you around. In a way, put me in the lost and found, right there above your kitchen sink. Maybe if I had a car, maybe if I had a job, maybe if I tried real hard, maybe if I wasn't a slob.
From here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. Mankind, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interest. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.